We are the WCHC consulting firm hired by the Acme Water Company Board of Directors to develop a watershed management plan. Many of the companies, such as yourselves, are confronted by problems such as the high cost of water treatment, poor water quality and plan development, inadequate soil and water conservation, and poor forest management. Our firm will discuss the main issues of land use planning, water quality conservation, and soil and forest management. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about ways to improve water quality. First, dispose of chemicals and prescription drugs in garbage receptacles as opposed to down the drain. Dispose of waste properly, and especially not near any type of water source. Be sure not to spill oil or other chemicals in your yard or on your driveway. Inspect and keep up your septic system regularly. Install a rain garden in your yard which will naturally filter rain using soil and roots instead of allowing the water to flow into the storm drains. Apply little or no fertilizer to your lawn. Install a rain barrel to collect excess runoff instead of allowing the runoff to run into storm drains. Use this water from the rain barrel to wash your car or water plants, whereas it would otherwise flow into the storm drains unused. The formerly mentioned recommendations for protecting the purity of water sources can have the greatest positive effect on water quality. Now Alex is going to tell us a little bit about
water management. Okay, water quality is a priority issue for water companies to focus on, but where can you start? It can be a daunting task economically and physically, especially since your company provides drinking water to 85% of the population of Acmeville. It all starts with a working knowledge of your town's natural resources. This is a critical step in guiding appropriate development, setting limits, finding habitats, protecting your environment. For instance, when starting a pavement processes for roads, especially if there's a threat to critical water resources, local officials should consider a budget approach that sets an overall limit for key areas. Another example of smart management is site planning in more urban areas. Often the best design is one that offers the best chance for local officials, designers, and builders to work together to reduce the polluted runoff from a site. Encourage low-impact development by evaluating site plans with the intention to minimize impervious areas, disruption of natural resources and drainage, and vegetation. Quite frequently, the least expensive and best-looking design can be the designs which reduce grading and filling, retain natural resources, and protect waterways. Truthfully, the best way to start is to include local businesses in smart planning. Forming partnerships with businesses can be the best way to bring communities together and start education on proper procedures and providing a great range of methods designed to prevent, reduce, or treat common problems such as stormwater runoff. There are also a number of agencies and publications that can supply different approaches and educational programs.
Jimmy is going to tell us a little bit about
how to create a forest management plan. When creating a forest management plan, the most important thing to remember is minimize disturbed areas, which can cause erosion and have a negative impact on water quality. First, identify areas around water bodies and important wetlands and maintain buffer zones around them. Non-forested areas can absorb, filter, and recharge and all the water just washes away during rainy seasons and dries up in summer during peak water usage times. Also, forested areas around reservoirs should be protected and maintained. Undeveloped areas should also be kept to a minimum to also help improve water quality. And getting this information out to the public too makes water quality much better. So you guys have your land, everyone else has this. So teaching them that maintaining these buffer zones, keeping down erosion can greatly help. And also ways of getting them out to the public are websites, putting flyers in water bills, and public workshops can help get this information out to the public.
Now Kyle's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Water conservation. The simplest and most inexpensive way to reach customers is through a colorful, friendly, and informal brochure. This brochure, similar to one we made for another consulting company or for another water company, should educate the customer on water quality and conservation. It is also recommended to produce a website that can educate not only adults but children as well. One of the most effective ways to motivate people to conserve water is to speak to them through their walls. For example, front-load washing machines may have a higher initial cost, but over 7,000 gallons of water can be saved each year, making your overall cost cheaper. Energy for heating water was saved because you use considerably less hot water. It would be recommended that the water company provide homeowners who purchase a front-load washing machine a substantial rebate. Putting an inexpensive $5 faucet aerator on your bathroom and kitchen faucet could save approximately 3 gallons of water per minute, which is a very large amount of savings for that much. This is a very simple, economical way to conserve large amounts of water. An Acme Water Company could offer these to households whose monthly usage is about the normal. One item the consulting company feels strongly about is your current policy rewarding customers for higher water consumption. When a customer uses more than 300,000 gallons of water, the rate should be higher, not lower than those who use less water.
Now, Devin's going to talk a little bit about
Farm management. I'm proposing to the Acme Water Company a renewed strategy and stewardship to help improve and protect undeveloped land. Regarding undeveloped land, there are several long-term studies available. A method that I believe will improve the long-term water supply plan for this project would be no-till crop planting, cover crops, and rotating crops. Farmers will be educated on no-tilling methods for planting crops using a drill tiller. This will reduce the soil runoff and fertilizer into the streams that will feed the water supply. To start the program, we could offer out low-cost rentals of no-till drilling machines to the farmers. We look to the state in funding in getting these machines. Rotating crops would reduce the depletion of nutrients in the soil and cut down on erosion. We need to educate the farmers on not just planting corn year after year, but to plant with other crops such as soybean. Cover crops are an important part of farming in this area. When fields are not planted with a cash crop, they could have plants such as rye or wheat to reduce the erosion over the winter months. In the spring, the crops can be harvested as a cash crop. The farm practices that I suggest will improve your stewardship to the surrounding water companies and watershed to the undeveloped lands.
We hope that the solutions we have suggested for water quality, land use and planning, forest and soil management, and finally conservation will allow the Acmeville Water Company to reduce their operating costs, improve water quality, and reduce use. We hope that they will aid the company in building partnerships with local customers, offering incentives and educational opportunities, and providing their customers with the knowledge they need to help their community and improve their watershed. Thank you for your time. Does the board have any questions?